Ayurveda is more relevant today than ever in the history of mankind. At the time when Ayurveda became codified 5000 years ago, Ayurveda was the solution for urbanization, as in the Southeast Asian subcontinent, in India, south of Himalayas, people were starting to move from natural habitat towards cities and towns, which became a huge civilization, the Indus Valley civilization along the banks of Ganges. As a result of urbanization, there was the problem of chronic illnesses or conditions that affect individuals and populations almost exactly in a way that we are facing today in any healthcare system around the world. Therefore, I see Ayurveda as a very relevant healthcare approach to the populations and individuals alike. What really interests me is that Ayurveda, particularly in post-colonial independent India, has become a clinical model. But for Ayurveda, not just to remain an ancient traditional system of healing, but to become a contemporary and a very relevant system of healthcare for individuals and populations, we would need to look into the timeless nature of Ayurveda, and for that, unfortunately, we would have to move away from our current thinking of Ayurveda as a medical model towards the more individual care model or population-based models, which is about empowering individuals and populations to understand themselves, to engage in active healthcare through practices. And this is exactly what in Sanskrit was called sadhana. I'm so excited about the model that Wise Earth School has built in educating individuals and populations, and also in empowering people who seek Ayurveda. Wise Earth School, which is the oldest Ayurvedic school in North America, has actually embraced the true spirit of Vedic wisdom in healthcare. It has moved away from the clinical model and has embraced the lifestyle approach to Ayurveda, which is about creating change, creating shift in individuals and communities' views and perspectives about how we can be in charge of our own health through self-sufficiency. And it is this very deep approach of self-sufficiency, being sensitive not only to the benefit of humans but for the benefit of the planet and other beings, which makes the sadhana model of Wise Earth School so very fantastic and a very relevant way to learn how to look after health of individuals and populations, not only for today but for the future generation. The difference between a clinical model to Ayurveda and the sadhana approach to Ayurveda is huge. In a clinical model, even if you're very sincerely Ayurvedic in your approach, you would basically be looking at health from the perspective of how the practitioner can direct and support the client or the patient or the individual who seeks Ayurveda. In this model, there is that aspect of nurturing and caring by the physician to that of the client, but it does not necessarily make the client independent. Whereas in a sadhana model, the responsibility and the power of taking care of one's own health and well-being is upon the person. Therefore, the individual actually becomes informed, educated, knowledgeable, and wise to make the right choices at any given point in time in life to be healthy or to address an illness, because sadhana model is about engaging actively in the process of healing. Over the last few decades, Wise Earth School has made a huge contribution to individuals and communities. And it is time that such examples, they become transferable to a wider audience, to more communities than what currently Sadhana model of Wise Earth School has contributed to. And the potential of Wise Earth School's model of Ayurveda and its contribution to populations and community is immense, because unless we make individuals and communities self-sustainable and understand not only to be consumers of health but to be creators of health, there's no way how we are going to be able to fix the problems that we today identify as the key problems in our healthcare. And I'm very pleased that the world and communities can learn from this exemplary model of Wise Earth School of Ayurveda and embrace that and enhance it and expand it. So I wish the Wise Earth School of Ayurveda all the very best in every venture, and I'm so honored to be part of the Wise Earth School teaching staff and on the educational committee. This means that this is a fantastic opportunity to create change, and this is something that's open to everyone who likes to be healthy and well, not only for themselves but for the people they love about, the planet that they care about. So this is a very fantastic beginning of something which is going to make history in what exactly is the health model that we might need to create that leap of change in moving away from illness-based healthcare models to wellness-based healthcare models, which do not believe in fixing but in creating health and well-being.